Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hello, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session for a client that was dealing with feelings of uncertainty, stress, overwhelm, and feeling that her energy was being depleted, that her patience was running out, particularly when there was conflict within her immediate living environment. What you'll hear in this particular hypnosis session is an element of giving her access to a time in her life when she felt really resourceful, giving her a sense of resourcefulness, but also introducing metaphors that enable her to care but not get involved in situations that will deplete her energy, to have the ideal balance of perspective and objectivity, but also compassion and understanding. And this is designed to give her the ability to resolve difficult situations, but without feeling like other people's problems are her problems and that she has to suffer as a result of being this peacekeeper, the one that maintains the peace and helps resolve conflicts. I think this session will be useful for anyone that deals with people and social dynamics that cause them to feel stressed or overwhelmed, or if there's just a feeling that they're running out of patience and they're feeling quite stressed in certain occasions. Obviously, this session was created for someone else. So if you're listening to this and you feel like you would benefit from hypnotherapy to help you deal with family situations, social situations, or even stress at work, there will be a link in the show notes that will enable you to book a free 30-minute consultation call with me to explore what it would be like to work with me. For now, though, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, anxiety is leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and allowing your body to relax, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a bright, vibrant color that represents resourceful relaxation. Maybe it's a bright yellow, a bright orange, a bright purple. And imagine that as you breathe in, you're breathing in that vibrant color that represents resourceful relaxation. And as you exhale, just imagine that a darker color is leaving your body, representing the tension, stress, or anxiety that is being released in your outward breath, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. As your body relaxes, your imagination become more activated. The imagination, of course, is just a bridge between your conscious and your unconscious mind. And I want you to remember a time when you were in Lisbon. Perhaps you can imagine feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe the feeling of your feet, your toes in water. And I want you to get a sense that here in this moment, you can hear the music around you. You can feel the positive energy around you, but imagine that you're the only one there. I want you to get a sense that here in this place, you are recharging your batteries. And sometimes the best way to recharge your batteries is to let go of anything that's been draining those batteries. And I want you to imagine that next to you, by the sea, by the water, there in that city, I want you to imagine it's just a bag full of stones. I want you to imagine that you've been carrying around these stones in this bag for a while. And you've been using your energy to carry something that you don't need to carry. And I want you to imagine each stone in this bag represents something that you've been holding on to that you don't need to be holding on to. An old memory, a sensation of feeling, a worry, cause of stress. And I want you to imagine placing your hand into the bag, feeling the weight of the stone, and then throwing it into the water. And as you do so, I want your mind to accept that you're letting go of whatever that stone represented. And then dig your hand there into the bag and pull out a different stone, maybe a different shape stone, a different weight. And set the intention of what is it that you're letting go of. Maybe it's guilt that you weren't being as you should. Just throw that stone away. Maybe the stone represents a feeling of anxiety that you're not in control, and throw that stone away. Maybe the stone represents a feeling of frustration that you're not able to do what you want to do all of the time, and then throw that stone away. Hear the sensation, the sound of the stone as it hits the water. And each stone you throw gives you a sense that you're feeling lighter and more relaxed. In fact, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And with each descending number, you will feel deeper and deeper relaxed. 5, eyelids getting heavier and heavier. All tension in your forehead around your jaw, just release that tension now. 4, focusing now on the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Become aware of any tension. Breathe in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, and then just exhale and let that tension go. That's it. 3, now focusing on your arms and your legs, just feeling the weight of your arms and legs get limp, loose and heavy, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. 2, just focusing now on your internal organs, your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your diaphragm. Give permission to let go of any tension, including tension in your gut. That's it. Release that tension now. And then 1, just feel that your body is so deeply relaxed. You're there in Lisbon, looking out over the water, and continue to throw those rocks, those stones into the water, representing you letting go of those things that don't serve you. Worries, stress, unfair expectations. As you let go of them, I want you to notice that now there are no more stones remaining. And imagine the sun on your skin is recharging your feeling of resourcefulness, replenishing you, giving you all those lovely resources that you desire. Your patience is filling all the way up to the top. And you can imagine many things that represent replenishing or filling. A fuel tank being filled, a battery being charged, a cup or a glass being full to the brim. And I want you to think of all those other resources that would be useful for you. I want you to get a sense that confidence is being filled all the way up to 100%. I want you to get a sense that inner strength, again, is being filled to the top to 100%. You've let go of those things holding you back, which means there is a space, a void for you to add new resources. I want you to think of one person that exists in the world that has a quality that you would like. Make a picture of that person and see them with a particular facial expression or body posture that tells you they have that resource in abundance. And then imagine feeling that that resource is being transferred to you, giving you a sense of whatever that quality is, giving you a sense that you've got the resources to handle much more than you thought you could. And then I want you to go inwards into your imagination and imagine that you're in the countryside. And I want you to imagine there is a cottage in the countryside and you're inside the cottage. There's a roaring fire, it feels warm, it feels safe. And I want you to imagine that you can see a storm coming. You can see a storm coming and the rain, the sleet, hailstones, the winds, are all outside of the window. But you're inside. You're inside the cottage, feeling warm, feeling safe, feeling protected. And I want you to go to a window and look through and see how firm the window is. And then outside of the window, I want you to see an argument taking place in the storm. An argument between people that you know. And I want you to get a sense that you can care about those people that are arguing outside in the storm. But there is no requirement for you to venture out and get wet too. It's okay to observe what's happening without needing to intervene, to fix. And in doing so doesn't mean that you don't care. It just means that at the point where you can add value is when the storm has gone and you are at 100% of your resilience, your confidence, your patience, giving you a sense of distance, of objectivity. And I want you to remember a time in the past that caused you to feel depleted. But this time I want you to observe the same events unfolding, but this time feeling protected. Rather than a house, I want you to imagine that you're surrounded by an invisible force field. In the same way that the layer of ozone around the planet protects the Earth from the majority of the radiation from the sun, I want you to imagine this force field around you protects you from any energy that could deplete your feeling of resourcefulness. You can observe, you can even interact, but I want you to imagine only 1 or 2% of any energy from other people spill out into you, giving you a sense that you're protected and better able to remain composed and in control, feeling resourceful. You care, but you're caring at a distance, an element of objectivity. The hugs and the conversations can come later, at a point where you have more than enough energy to give. And notice that as you re-watch the events that are unfolded but feeling protected in this force field, you become a source of certainty in the storm. You become the cottage in the storm. And it won't take long before the people that are arguing out in the storm decide it might be better to have a conversation inside the cottage. If the objective is to be understood, that can happen in a conversation. And all these things are possible in different ways, but only if there's a belief in the safety of the cottage. And from this point forward, your role is not to be the peacekeeper. Your role is to be the safe haven. You're the cottage in the storm, not the person that runs out into the storm to try and drag people in. If your unconscious mind accepts that you can care without getting too close, and you're able to help without having to make other problems your problems, without making other people's responsibilities your responsibilities, just let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine now you've gone back from your imagination there in that city in Lisbon, still feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, still seeing the water, feeling good, feeling confident, feeling patient, feeling resilient, and noticing that you can walk away without carrying the weight of all those things that have been weighing you down. As you walk away, I want you to return to the present, listening to my voice firmly in the moment. And I want you to get a sense that you return to the present, listening to my voice, but taking all of those wonderful resources with you. And feeling that it's no longer a requirement for the uncertainty around you to deplete your energy. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You'll awake feeling optimistic, patient, and resilient, starting to count 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.